And I just want to point out that this video is mostly directed to couples who are looking for a third. And what I particularly like about this site is that there aren't a lot of couples on there.
So a lot of people are asking us, friends and other people online on your page, how do you find a partner for a threesome? And actually, we've been telling that story 10,000 times to friends, so we're gonna tell it to the camera that one time, and then we can send them the video. This is how we do it. So baby, how do we find a partner for a threesome?
Well, the answer is very simple. It's actually in the description below. You will see a link to what we use, and you can click on that and go check it out. And it is called Seeking. Seeking is a platform, it's an online dating site that we use, and we have had the most success in meeting really cool, open-minded, wonderful girls on there to spend time with and have fun with. Seeking is not specifically meant to be a site for couples looking for thirds, but that's how we're using it, and that's what we have found success in, more so than any other app out there like Tinder and Bumble, which are meant for single people. I don't like using those apps at all. And even other three-way kind of open apps like Field and Three-Way and stuff like that, never had much success on there either. Seeking is really the platform that I like to use to find quality humans who are nice and open-minded and just great humans overall. And yeah, did you ever hear about Seeking before I introduced you to it?
No, not before I met you and you told me about it. I never heard about it. And I was open to trying it, but I had my doubts. I thought it was quite expensive, even though it was slightly more expensive than Tinder. I was like, that's kind of expensive. But I gotta say that that's the most success I've had. It was like having sex with two girls was on my bucket list since I was 16. And I think we did it like, 10 times in the last year? Yay! So yeah, like many of those times, if not almost all of those times, with girls that we met on Seeking, which seems to be like, wow.
Yes, so as you mentioned, it is a paid site only for men, so men can join for free and test it out for a month. You could check that out in the link below this video. But after that, you have to pay, and for girls, it is free, of course. And the reason you have to pay a higher fee than most sites is because it's branded as like a luxury dating website and all that stuff. But it also filters out, I shouldn't say low quality people, but it attracts more of a high caliber quality human for men and for women. And I've gotten feedback from my girlfriends who've used this. So I have friends and I have girls that we've met too who've given me feedback about why they use this site. And they do because they find the people on there are more quality, they're more serious, they're not always necessarily looking just to like not know your name and have sex. They want to get to know you. It's more about experience and companionship. So that is what drew me to it at first too. And the more I browsed on it, the more I realized that people were asking for very specific things. And I said, this seems also like a platform where you can be more honest, especially since men are paying such a higher price. They're asking for like very honest, specific things. You know, not a lot of people are very honest about what they're looking for. Some may say they're looking for a long-term relationship, but they're kind of just saying that to get in the pants of the girl or the guy or whatever. But on this site, usually what someone's asking for is just very direct and upfront. And we decided to try it because we are looking for something specific. We are a couple and we are looking for a nice quality girl to spend some time with, sexually preferably, but also just, you know, to spend time with outside of sex too. Like if she's really cool.
Exactly.
We like spending time together. We like chatting. We like learning about each other, sharing stories, experiences, and so on. And I really love that aspect of the website, the honesty.
Yeah, the honesty feels great. And also, I remember when we created our account, we had a discussion like, what should we put in our bio, our description, and that was it. We were like, just let's talk what we're really looking for, like, and then we talk like, I mean, we're looking for this and that and this and that, and that's not what we're looking for, and we're looking for this. It was like, perfect. Let's just write that down. That's what we did,
Yeah.
and then it's like super transparency. Like, here you go. That's like the truth. That's what we're looking for, and somehow we've got great response from girls who, when we looked in their bio, they were stating exactly what they were looking for, and often it matched. It was kind of like, I'm looking to have fun, to be treated well. I'm looking for, like, etc., etc. It was just honest, and that felt different than
Yeah.
what we were used to in like previous dating life on Tinder, where you couldn't be as direct as that. And I don't know why it shouldn't be like that, but it is. So yeah, now we
Well, you
so
brought up our bio. So
yeah.
let me talk a little bit about our bio and what we have on there. And I just want to point out that this video is mostly directed to couples who are looking for a third. And what I particularly like about this site is that there aren't a lot of couples on there. So that is a huge point for us, because on other apps, which are specific towards looking for more open stuff and thirds and stuff like that, it's like oversaturated with couples. It's crazy, and it's super competitive. You got to really stand out as a couple on there. It's crazy, but there aren't a lot of couples on here, which I love. So we kind of have like a little bit of an advantage at that, because we sort of stand out. And we have photos of us together and photos of us individually as well. And in our description, it's pretty basic and honest, straight to the point. Hi, we're Gab and Ali. We're entrepreneurs. We work in the hospitality industry. We travel a lot. We're really cool. We love to go out. We like to do sports. We like to eat food, have fun, drink, nice wine. And we're looking for a really cool, nice girl to spend some time with and get to know and have some fun experiences with. And that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. And then let me ask you this. When we created our site and our bio, did we start receiving messages? Or it was you who was reaching out? Because Ali is the one who manages the account.
Yes, so that is another point that I always like to mention for threesome success, that if you are a couple looking for a third, I highly recommend that the girl is the one who drives the app, the communication, because at the end of the day, it's the connection between the two women that matter the most. Like, the guy, he doesn't even have to be there, really. He can just be a fly on the wall. But we like you when you're there.
I can sit on my little couch with my little drink.
Yes, he can, and he can just watch. But it really matters, the connection between the girls. I think for the woman that we are approaching, it makes her feel more comfortable and more safe when it's the woman. And yeah, it's just that female energy is really, really powerful. And like Gab always says, it's more classy when it's the two girls and not the guy who's like, hey man, can I fuck you and like my girlfriend at the same time? Like, I mean, that's not what you would say. I hope that's not what most men would say, but yeah. Anyways, so we were talking about, yes. So I do the messaging first, usually. We get a few messages. Actually, I'm surprised at the amount of messages that we get from girls that are like, hey, you guys sound so much fun. Like, tell me more about you guys. And I love receiving messages like that, because that just goes to show that, you know, our natural vibes and energies is shining through that seeking screen. But I usually message the girls. You know, I pick ones that I find are attractive, and I read their bios, and I, just like any other normal dating site, if they sound interesting, I message them and I just say, hey, Gloria, how's it going? I think you're really pretty, and I think it's cool that you do yoga. I don't know, like, pick something in her profile. And my name is Ali. I'm the girlfriend, because I kind of like to establish that the girl is the one running the account, that she's talking to me. So I'm Ali and my boyfriend is Gab, and I'm just wondering if you're interested in spending time with a couple. And we get mixed responses. I'd say less often we get a response that says, oh, no, I'm not really interested in that kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Thanks for getting back to me. And then we get girls that most of the time say a few things. They either say, oh, yeah, I've been with couples and girls before. That's super fun. Like, yeah, I'm interested. Or we get girls that say, I've never been with a couple before, and this is new to me. Like, I'm interested in, learning more about it. And those are the messages that I love, because it's fun to share this experience with someone who's new and hasn't done it, and share a new experience. It's just, it's very rewarding. So then we just get to know each other a little bit on there. And I kind of, from the get-go, before we get more into details about, before she gets a chance to get into more details about what it is she's looking for, I just jump the gun and I say what we're looking for specifically. Like, we travel a lot, and we like to have fun. We like to do sports and activities and this and that, and we work a lot too, and we're really relaxed couple, and we're looking for someone that can sometimes accompany us on fun trips or do activities, and we can go for dinner, drinks, get to know each other, and we can get to know each other. And if there's a sexual vibe, great. If not, then that's okay too, and we can just be friends or whatever, and just set up the vibe for them that it's really safe, it's inviting. I just want them to feel that we're just regular people. We're not putting any pressure on them at all. If they're into this, great. If not, that's okay too. Let's just move on. And so based on their response, if they say, oh, that sounds totally cool, I'd love to meet you guys, I say, wonderful, that's great. Let's set up a meeting. Do you want to go out for drinks or dinner, or would you feel comfortable coming to our place for dinner? In which case I would make a beautiful dinner. I like to give them the choice so that they feel in control and safe. Obviously, some people don't like coming to a stranger's house for the first time, which is totally normal, right? They mostly like meeting in public places, which is fine. And so most of the time they choose to meet in a public place. Not always, but sometimes. And then that's it. We go on the date, and it's kind of, after that, it's pretty much up to us to.
But yeah, after you're on the date. So
Yeah.
I mean, that the hard part is done. Like, you're with a girl on the date, that you have to be charming and whatever. That part we can't really cover in the video. My God.
Actually, there is a part that we used to do at the beginning, which we stopped doing. So when we would meet someone that was interested in getting to know us, I would ask them if they had WhatsApp, and we would go to WhatsApp, and I would create a group chat between us, because I wanted her to get to know both of us. I didn't want her to think that, it was one-sided, or I was pretending to be a guy, because it's happened to me before as a unicorn, and that they could get to know me and Gab at the same time. And what ended up happening in those cases is Gab would kind of say, hey, but then her and I would just end up talking and talking and talking, and he would just not participate in the chat at all. He's not really a texter to begin with. So, and then we realized that didn't really make much of a difference. And I was actually quite surprised at how much of a little difference that made. I thought more girls would want to talk to you before coming, but I don't know if it's the trust that I instill in them, that, she's really cool, so he must be cool too. And that's what I mean. The vibe between the girls, that's what counts the most. So if you are a couple and you are looking for a third, I really recommend that she is the driving force behind this, and that you got to give your 100% on this site in terms of messaging and being clear and being upfront, and being frequent, responding to your messages as well.
that's always how I pictured it, that the girls will talk and they establish trust between the two of them, by between you and her, for example, and that I'm really there as like it's okay now. It's like I have that girl on my team, so I'm not really sure what they think, but it looks to me like anyway when we arrive, I'm just like chill and normal, and
Yeah.
I could be funny and charming and whatever. So, but I don't think that me being there during the messaging part, the pre-meeting part, was that useful. And anyway, it wasn't like I saw that you two were talking and you were
You're like,
creating a
you're
connection.
good.
And funny thing is, one girl that we met, who is the first girl that we met through Seeking, she's still a friend, and to this day, she is always protecting us. Like if we have like a phone call, the three of us, and I make a joke, it's like, hey, you two make a team.
Yes, we do. And I am grateful for it. There was something that I wanted to mention. You were talking about messaging and the dates. Oh, yes. So, on Seeking, you may encounter girls that say things like, okay, I'm interested, but like, what kind of arrangement are you offering me? Or what will the allowance be? Or I do a PPM kind of situation. And in these cases, those are girls who are looking for a financially beneficial exchange relationship.
What is a PPM?
I'm getting into that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, relax. I was just about to say. So, an allowance is obviously, many of you might know what that is, but if you don't know, it can be a weekly or a monthly allowance that's like a fixed rate that you guys agree on for a certain kind of arrangement. So let's say, oh, I will pay you $1,000 a month if we meet once a week and we do XYZ, something like that. Or a PPM is a pay per meet. So this is someone who will only go out and meet you if you pay for that meet on top of whatever the date is. So if you're going for dinner and drinks, like you pay for all that stuff, but you also have to pay for the date, which can be quite high from the prices that have been quoted to me, between like $500 and $1,000, something crazy like that. But that is not what we are looking for. So I tend to filter out those interactions. So if a girl says she's interested and then she says, what's the arrangement? I either ghost her or I just say, like we're not interested in that type of relationship. Because we're not interested in paying. Like we want to actually spend time with people that want to spend time with us. And we offer other things too. When I say offer, I mean like we're just, we offer mentorship, cool experience. Like we pay for dates and stuff like that, just like we would on a normal date.
Yeah.
Like you invite a girl out or a guy out and you treat them to a nice experience. Like we do that. That's what we do.
Yeah, and it's still on our bucket list to have like a small trip together. I mean, we're
Yeah.
traveling a lot. It would be fun to invite one of the girls that we met to chill with us for a while. And we haven't done that yet, but that's something that I'm guessing we'll do.
We'll do it soon.
Next year.
Yeah, we'll see. It's been COVID too, so that made things a bit difficult. But that's on our bucket list for things to do. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Summing things up, if you're a couple and you're looking to meet a third, this is what we recommend. This is what has worked for us, Seeking. You could check out the link in the description below this video and you check it out. And it's fun to do with your partner. You get to, in our case, like we don't scroll together because I'm in charge of it, but it's fun for me to show Gab, the photos and of the girl that I've chosen, and he also has fun going back and kind of like reading our interactions, and he gets like excited like a little schoolgirl and stuff like that. And we've always had a really positive experience. We've met a bunch of girls off of there, and they were all such incredible, like smart, beautiful, incredible women, and we still keep in touch with them, and we do travel a lot, so some of them are in different countries, but we keep in touch, and whenever we do go back, we meet for dinner and stuff like that, and we catch up on our lives, and just like a normal date. It's so much fun to date together.
Yeah, it is fun to date. It's
Yeah.
like it's a different vibe to date when you date two person. Then you're like back and forth the two person. But when it's three, you kind of have a break once in a while where the two other are talking about a subject and you just zone out, talk to the barman.
And then I actually asked them about their feedback about using Seeking. Before doing this video, I was curious to ask friends of mine who've used it, and also girls that we've been with, what their experience has been, and it's all been really, really positive. And they mostly use it because of the quality of men that are on there is much higher than what they would find on Tinder and Bumble and stuff like that. They feel more respected, they feel more heard. It's not always based on like a sleazy booty call at 2 a.m. They get treated so much better. And they all also mention honesty as being like the biggest thing for them on there. Just like the transparency, They say, there's one of the girls that said, I know that a lot of men on here are not looking for long-term relationships, which is fine with me because, I'm not necessarily looking for that either. But you never know what can happen. So they're all aware that there's very specific things that people are looking for, which doesn't always lead to like a long-term committed relationship. But they're always open to that if it happens. And yeah, but anyways, do you have any closing remarks?
But I just want to try to sum it up and you correct where I'm wrong.
Okay.
So how as a couple, you would meet a partner for a threesome? Go on Seeking, create a profile as a man, but put pictures in a bio, be honest that you're a couple, state what you are looking for, then give the app and the phone to the girl in the relationship and just pray. Is that it? Is that our...
That pretty much sums it up.
That sums it up?
Yeah.
Well then, I'd say let's end on that note. We have a podcast together and we have also individuals channel. So if you guys want to follow that, just go in links in the description. And we have a link to Seeking as well if you want to use that. And it was a pleasure. Thank you. You've been great. You've been
great too.
You've been great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.